The Russian oil tanker Seahorse arrived in Venezuelan waters on November 23rd, ship tracking data shows, suggesting that initial reports last week of a U.S. Navy blockade against the vessel may have been premature. In mid-November, vessel tracking data showed that the Seahorse, previously used to carry naphtha from Russia, altered course after the U.S. destroyer USS Stockdale moved into its path near Venezuela. The Stockdale arrived in the Caribbean waters in September in support of President Donald Trump's growing anti-narcotics operations in the region. The tanker departed from Cuba's port of Matanzas on November 9th before making a U-turn on November 14th after encountering the Stockdale. It subsequently made two more cautious approaches toward Venezuelan waters to the north of Aruba on November 16th and November 17th. Which again led to a course reversal after interceptions by the U.S. destroyer. After several days of circling in international waters, it appears to have reached its destination at the oil tanker loading complex at Puerto Jose over the weekend. The Seahorse, part of Russia's so-called shadow fleet, is subject to sanctions from the EU and the UK, though the vessel has not been sanctioned by the U.S. Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC. The tanker is said to be transporting naphtha to Venezuela, a light distillate used to dilute the country's extra-heavy crude before export. Analysts say that while the U.S. destroyer's movements may have been intended as a deterrent, they did not amount to a formal or permanent blockade. U.S. Southern Command declined to comment on whether the Stockdale physically blocked the tanker or merely shadowed its movements. There has been growing uncertainty about U.S. rules of engagement in the Caribbean following more than a dozen strikes on vessels allegedly used for drug trafficking. Thus far, Moscow or Caracas have remained publicly reticent about the events surrounding the Seahorse and Stockdale, and have not given any indications that U.S. warships in the area may be influencing Russia's Dark Fleet activity going forward.